everybody, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a video that was requested by one of my viewers. I wasn't going to do this because it's a lot of work, but I did a lot of the pre-work beforehand. So I'm going to be using these kind of vintage floral pink things from PinkMonarchPrints in my setup for August. So I have an idea of what that looks like, but I want to kind of copy the feel that I had when I first bought my very first Franklin Covey binder, which was my Beautiful Life in the pink color, the collab with Teresa Collins. And I was watching that video, and I haven't watched the whole thing, but I want to kind of go back and, sorry, that's my baby. I want to go back and kind of revisit what that looked like. What I have now will not look at all like that, but in a way, I still want to capture some of the feeling of that. So anyway, so I went on PinkMonarchPrints on Etsy and printed this one out. I'm just going to go on my computer to see what the name of it was, because now I can't remember. So everything is digital. It's basically like junk journaling stuff. So here, let's see, I'll go into purchases and see what I got. And I wanted, like, I'm not a huge floral person. Like, honestly, florals for me, just, it's not where it really lies. But, so I just got this idea. Like, I mean, I've been watching Marsha from Buy Sell Plan, and she has something similar in her planner. And she doesn't change her planner anymore. She's her compact vintage Aurora, the pink one. But I change my binders up every month. I like having different themes every month. So my current theme was like a coastal kind of oceanic theme kind of thing with ships and stuff. So what I got here, there's a bunch of different ones. So I got the Shabby Chic, there we go, Shabby Chic Tag Builder. A whole bunch of digitals there. I also got the ephemera, so the junk journal printable embellishment one. Let's see, I think that was, there might be one more. So anyway, so if you just go on there, I also got the vintage romance. Maybe this is the one it is. Anyway, the print that I'm in love with, like, absolutely, is like this newspaper print with the rose on it. That's like my favorite thing, but I didn't want my planner to all be that for the month. I wanted it to have a bit of a different vibe going on for every page or every divider. So I have everything here. So I'll kind of explain what I did. So there are some sheets. So on some of those printables, you can actually get these double sheets. You just print it. Now, I print mine on HP Premium 32 paper. So I like the texture of the paper. It doesn't have any grain to it. It's very, very smooth, and it's also thicker than your normal printer paper. So that's what I like to use. And then what I do is I actually cut them in half and I double them up. So my dividers are really sturdy and they will not break. I cannot just do like a vellum for a divider. I can't do that because I've got my planner so full of stuff that if I were to turn the like vellum divider, it would rip. So I make my dividers very, very sturdy. So I not only use HP Premium 32, I double them, and then I laminate with 5mm laminating paper. Okay, you can get 3 and you can get 5. 3 is if you want it very, very thin in your planner, so you don't want to bulk it up. But I'm not too concerned about that because I took out my, like, how many dividers did I have? I had 6 plus 6, so I had 12 plus 4 top tabs. So I had 16 dividers in my planner because I have so many different sections. And I like separating everything so I can just flip to it really easily. For the summer months, I really simplified, and I still have all those sections in my planner, but now I just have the 5 main sections, and I only have side tabs. And so I flip to that section, and then everything is just like behind everything else. So pretty much there's a lot of flipping, which I don't like to do. Like, you know, you're searching for something and you're like, oh, where did I put that? I don't love that, but because it's summer, I just wanted to try out junk journaling. I mean, it's not that it's not my thing. It's just, I like change, and I like to change it up all the time. So I don't just stick to any one thing. at all. Like I change so frequently that, you know, nothing would have a chance to go out of style in my house. So anyway, so what I did is I printed a whole bunch of different things. So you're going to see these are going to be my main dividers, and I'll show you how I make them. It's going to be a bit different than how I made my dividers for my July setup. If you guys saw my flip through, you would have seen those. I will still do a flip on Instagram, but this is what I'll kind of explain what I did, I guess. So with these dividers, I took the two pieces of sheet, so like it was like this, right? Double-sided, and I laminated it. So a lot of them I didn't round the corners, but on these new ones I did round the inside corners, which goes with the Franklin Covey system. Like the inside corners are rounded, the outside are pointy, and I just have the CAD Mandero round corner puncher. I can link that down below. I'll link all the tools I use, even my paper, like my laminating paper, my laminator, everything, just if you guys want to do the same thing. So anyway, so how I did it the first time is I laminated that just by itself, and then in a separate laminating thing, I put all of these like little miscellaneous bits and pieces. I cut these out myself because this is the shape I wanted for July, and I laminated just this little bit. And then what I did is, and this may sound more complicated than it really needs to be, but this is what I did. So then I basically took my little slice tool. This is what it is here. Again, this one will be linked as well. It's like a little ceramic blade. Took my slice tool and then made a tiny incision right between the laminating paper and the actual paper, just on the top layer. So you have to be very careful and not press all the way through. And then I stuck this in, and then I tried laminating it again, but it wouldn't stick. So I used glue and I just glued it inside. So my tabs kind of look like they're within, right? They're not stuck on the outside or the front. They're just like coming from within the two pieces of paper, which is how I wanted it to look. So I'm going to do the same thing, but instead of laminating them separate this time, I'm going to laminate together. So I'm going to put the piece of paper, like the tab, in between the two sheets of paper before I laminate, and then I'll laminate all together. The only thing that allowed me not to do, I was able to put two of these in one laminating pouch. And if I do this, I won't be able to. I'll have to do like 5 separate pouches for each divider. But I mean, then you'll get a different feel, right? So right here, there's like this little edge, and on my new dividers, there won't be that edge. So it's just a different way, and then they also won't fall out, right? Like they'll be laminated in there, and that'll be it. So for my setup, I'm going to do something similar to this little doodad here. So this one, I never bothered to laminate here. This is like a ticket, so it's very similar to like these ones here. These are a bit smaller. I'm probably going to use this one because I'm in love with this. I'm going to laminate this one this time. I'll laminate it and hole punch it, and then I have pink ribbon, and I've got ivory lace coming in from Amazon. So I'll link those products too in the video where I like show you guys my setup. I'll try to link that stuff for you. Okay, so with that being said, the decisions that we need to make here are a couple. So I have to decide in which order I want these. So I'm going to have 5 dividers. And I think the opening one, and here's where it doesn't really matter, I guess, because honestly, I do have other bits and pieces. I've got something coming from Jane's Agenda that I'll be using in here. And I also have some pink, kind of like vellums, I guess, I also made. I've got vellums. I've got, what else do I have? Some other dashboards from different companies and ones I made myself for Michael's that I want to use. So to be honest, it doesn't really matter in which order I have these. I don't think it matters. I'll just make sure that this is the right way up. So I think for the most part, I really liked the newsprint was like my favorite. So what I'll do is I'll have one of these newsprints at the front. So this will go first, and then I'll do like this one, and then I'll do the light one, and then I'll do this one, and then I'll do another newsprint at the back. Okay, so this will be the order. So then this is what I have. I did all of these. I'm probably not going to use everything. I'm not going to laminate everything either unless I have space. So there's a big one. I'll use that. I do have a couple of pockets. So I think I might put some on some of my dividers just to have extra little cubby hole space, you know. So I've got these type of pockets, and then I also have like the corner side ones. And I can match them to the dividers too if I wanted to. Okay, and then I have these cards. So I kind of did the same thing with my divider, my main part of the divider. I took these little cards, printed them, cut them out, and then I put them on the back side. So I'm going to use these to just write on. I'm not going to laminate these at all. And then I can stick them in one of the pockets that I have. So that'll just be pretty much like little cards I can use to write. For now, I don't really know what I'll use them for, maybe quotes or something. And then I have, I've got one more side pocket there. And then I've got this pocket. I don't know if I'll use this, but I'll just show you how I made it. So I made this one. I'll probably use this one. I actually ended up putting all of my divider pieces that I'm going to use in there just to hold on to them. So I did 3 in case I wanted top tabs, but I don't know if I do. So I might laminate them. I don't even know if I need top tabs, to be honest. So I've got a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. That'll be the back side, and then the front side is this. So I did the same thing. I cut out 10, and I just glued the side that I didn't really like on the back. So that will be the order. So I'll keep those in order, and I'll put those on the dividers. I'll show you how I'm doing that in just a second. So I'll show you how I made this. So what I do is I fold this piece in half. It has guidelines, so you fold right along the line. Everything like it has instructions, so if you're unsure of how to do something, you just have to like read the instructions. And I just fold those pieces. And then the glue that I use, again, I'll link this, is my Tombow dot adhesive. I've been using this for years, ever since bullet journaling. I just run a strip along that edge and along this edge, and then I close the pocket. And I don't know if that's actually how you're supposed to do it, but that's how I enjoy doing it. And then what I'll do is just use that for like, I don't think it'll fit my task cards because they're too small, but it'll fit like maybe a bookmark. So anyway, so I'll put those on my dividers too. So I'll show you how I do that process because I did have somebody ask. So I'll set aside the things I'm going to laminate separate, like these are going to be tiny things. The pockets I'm not using will not be laminated, okay? So I'm not going to use every single one. So for the first divider, I'm not sure if I want something on the front. Currently right now in my July setup, I have my, I do actually have something on the front because I wanted something to hold my task cards. That's actually not too bad there. But I also have this that would match. So I think what I'll do is match it up because I like how that looks. So all I'm doing, like I don't want this to have any adhesive or anything. So what I would have to do with this is put it in my laminating sheet exactly like that, okay? So I can't add glue, I can't glue it down at all, just like that. And then on the back, what I might do, so I kind of like the idea of having like one of these pockets, but I want this to match. On the back, I don't think I want anything on the back of this one, so I'll leave it as is, okay? And then what I'm going to have to do is measure out these dividers somehow, so, or divider tabs. So that's the first one, just to see where they all fit, and where I would place them, to see how far away they would need to be. Okay, so probably about 1 centimeter, maybe 3/4 of a centimeter between each one. So what I'm going to do, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going to be like that, if you know what I mean. Okay, so here's number 1. This is number 5. Yeah. So this is the top divider. So what I'm going to do, what I did with these papers is I kind of glued them, but not that much. So all I need to do is put it in between the page layers like so. See how nice that looks? And then take my laminating sheet, and I might be able to, let's see, I'm going to probably film this with my other phone just so you guys can get a glimpse to see how my laminator works. And I had to preheat it too. So I just switched my laminator to 5mm because I forgot to do that. So let's work on the second one. So that'll be the first divider. I think that is gorgeous. So I'm glad I can kill two birds with one stone. I can get a video film for you guys, but I also needed to do this anyway, right? So pretty much like the biggest part of this, besides for printing everything out and making sure it was like on the right side, was cutting everything. I did that last night, but that really does save time if you do it ahead of time. Okay, this one, I think what we'll do is have a pocket like this on the front, because I think it's really cute if I put something like this in there, because I'm going to laminate everything, right? But that looks so cute. Or even one of these. I think this might be too wide for this. Once I laminate it, yeah, it'd be too wide, but I can put other things in there. So do I want to have it on this one? Maybe I'll have it on the outside. Okay. I'll take the tab number 2 and just, I'm going to have to measure where I put that first one. So say for instance, this is a number 1, right? This would be number 2, right about there, right? And I'll just have to play with it when I get it in the sheet. So I want that on the front. And now this one, I could have it double pocket in the back. I don't think it's completely necessary, so I'm just going to put a touch of glue on either side so it doesn't move. Okay, so this is going to stay put. Actually, to make my life a whole lot easier, this one I have to keep like that, but this, number 1, I could glue a little bit as well, and that would make life a whole lot easier because that doesn't have to move after, right? It's just like in there. So let's do that. That'll just make life easier. I just need to ensure that it's like the right amount of space out. I don't want it to be too far. There, that works. Perfect. Okay, so that's the first one. Number 2, I'll do the same thing. I'll glue it. It's so much easier that way. And then if you want the first one over top for a guide, you can do that. Let me just leave a little bit of space. I'm just eyeballing it here. I don't need to be perfect. Okay. And then on the back of this one, I think what I'm going to do is put a folder like this, like one of these. I'll do a matchy one. So this one, you actually have to fold the edges in. Okay. And this is where it gets easier because you can glue that on. And it's kind of cool because it allows this like extra wiggle room. Actually, let me think that through. If I have, yeah, that should be fine because then you would just need to cut along the edge here. So I'm going to glue this, just put a little strip of glue along the edge. And then put this at the bottom corner. Because remember, your rings are also going to come, so maybe I won't do it like that close to the rings. I'll go right there instead. So I have to double check the front as well. So the rings will go here, so I've left myself some room. And the first one, I'll have to remember that as well. So when you do the rings, I might want to move it over a little bit, right to the edge, and then that way the rings won't puncture it, and then you can slip a full thing in there. So you have to remember that. If you want it centered, it kind of sucks because if you punch it, you're going to have punches in your pocket. Okay, so the second one is done. And then let's do the third one. This one is gorgeous. I love that print. Okay. This one's not bad. This one looks kind of nice. Like, I mean, I don't have to have pockets on every single one, right? So maybe this one I'll do without a pocket. We'll just add this in there. So that one was there. Then we came down here. I'll bring them over if I have to. And that one will go right here. Okay, so it's number 1, number 2, number 3 will be without a pocket, or do I want a pocket? Honestly, I really don't have to have pockets every one. It does bulk up your planner too, just so keep that in mind. Just like the idea of having pockets. It's so pretty. I think I'll put that one there. Now this one I'll leave. And then on the fourth one, we can do a pocket. Okay, and I put that closer to the edge. On the back side, maybe I'll do this one here. That's kind of cute. And then we have our number 3, so we'll just put glue on this right now. This is number 4. And then we have the last one. So I'll do this right away here. And so if you'll notice, I did do like the rounded corners out because that's the way I wanted mine, but you could do yours any which way. You can also use any different shaped tabs. I mean, Shabby Chic from PinkMonarchPrints, I think had like a variety of different tabs you could use. And then on the back one, let's see, what else do I have to use here? I like the idea of putting another one of these at the back, just like a plain one. So I will just remember that and put that in. So these ones I won't be using. I'll put these to the side. And then I'm going to also, I also don't need these little guys here. So these are just like the extra tabs. I won't be doing top tabs. I'm going to put these in with my pieces, okay? So I'll show you how I do this. There's the front. Okay. So this was number 4. That was number 3, number 1, number 2. These are envelopes. I'll show you about those later. Probably won't fit into any of the pockets, but I'll show that with you guys. I'll share that with you guys. Okay, so let's work on the first one, okay? So here is my envelope. So I open it up, and I'm going to place my sheet. Now, what you want to do is make sure that it has a seal on the top and the bottom. So you could do it like this. This might be the best way, actually. I'll just leave it like that, and then if you want to trim some off the top, you could. And then I'm going to place, make sure there's no hairs in there, especially if you have dogs. I'm going to place it towards the outer corner, so when I go to punch it, it will be okay. Make sure it's straight, right? And then because I have all this extra room here, but not enough room to do a whole one of these because I've got this tab now, I'm just going to take one of those other pieces, like this ticket thing here. I don't have room for 2, I don't think. Hold on. Yeah, I won't do 2 on this one because I've got like 5 full dividers to do. So now I'm going to show you guys how I laminate this. Okay guys, so I'm just going to show you one because one is pretty much all it takes. I'm on my kitchen stove, so don't mind the mess. So I'm using the Scotch brand. This is just from Amazon. I honestly think it was like 30-40 bucks. Not expensive at all. And you can do, like I said, the 5mm or the 3mm. So the blue light means it's ready. You do have to warm it up for about 5 minutes or so beforehand. Now it's very important when you go to laminate it, make sure your tray is out and you laminate it from the closed side. So this is the side like closest to the machine here. That's the side you want to put in first, because if you don't, it will scrunch up and buckle. And also make sure that it is lined up with the guide, because if it goes in crooked, the laminator sheet will get crooked on the coming out part. So let's watch this go all the way through, and then I will do the rest of them and then show you guys what they look like and how we cut them out at the end. Just make sure that when it comes out that it has a nice flat surface to come out on, so it stays nice and flat. Okay. Perfect. So it's hot, so just be careful. So we're going to take this back to my desk, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these, and then I will show you how I cut them all out. Alright guys, so we are all done laminating these sheets. Now it is time to cut them out. So I use this Lessian, I think it's Lessian slice tool, like a cutter. You can use one of those guillotine cutters. Those are amazing. If you have one, they're awesome. So I used to have one at work, but that was at work. So the only piece of advice I'm going to give you here is you have to be super careful. So there's like this air pocket around whatever you have laminated. Do not cut into that, otherwise you will break the seal. Okay, so I'm going to leave the outside edge, but that's kind of what I'm aiming for, is I want it to be about that, that big. So I'm just going to start cutting these out. I will fast forward this part. So now that these are done, let's put them in order and I'll show you guys what they look like. So these are the bits and pieces I'll keep. This is number 1. This is number 3, number 2, number 5, and number 4. So yeah, I really like how I did it this time. Like, that's so much better. You know what? They're not perfect, but they are pretty even, right? Like, they look pretty good. Okay, so now the easiest way to do it is just to use light pressure at first, okay? So I would probably use a ruler or a pair of scissors to separate it after. I'll bring that out. So you have to be really careful. You do not want to cut the paper behind, because if you do, you'll be able to see that paper mark and you'll see the white paper on the piece behind. So I'm just going to do really gentle pressure. And if the line is straight, it's actually pretty easy to just follow the piece of paper. Like, you don't need to use a ruler. if you want to, you probably could use a ruler. I just find that you don't really need it. Doing the curves is a bit harder. Okay, so then what you do is you open it with utmost care, and I didn't even need a ruler there. So I might have cut around the circle a little bit too much, but this is how you make your first pocket. Okay, so there you go. And the sides are like, you know, they're not going nowhere because they're all laminated in there together. So that's the first one, and I'm just going to continue on. So with this one, you could make a pocket at the back, and then you could also make a small pocket. So let's try that. First, I'll make the small one. I'll cut out this circle part here, which is always challenging, and then I'll cut a straight line right across the back. Okay, so then you would have, if you did it right, you could have two pockets. So this one behind, and then this part just comes off. And then you have also a pocket here. So this could be like a slip pocket at the back and a pocket at the front. To kind of show you what that looks like. I don't know if these are going to fit now. Oh, they do. Look at that. Yes. Okay, I did it right. See? There's two pockets, but two different levels here. So if you had something smaller, it could go in the bottom one and you wouldn't be able to tell. All right, so that's that one. Now the one on the back. So this one, I'm going to cut along this diagonal. And then also this top portion. And then you have a nice pocket there. Okay, so that is a number 2. Number 3, we did not have anything on it. Number 4. Same thing, a little one on the back, do that double one again. This piece will just pop out if I did it right. Okay, so this one I glued so I can just loosen the glue if I wanted to. You can't see that back part anyway. And maybe I didn't do this enough because it's not coming off very nicely. Let's try it again. Okay, so I ripped that, but it doesn't really matter because it was white anyway. I must have had glue there, and that's why it didn't want to come off very easily. Okay, and then for the last one, so I just have the front pocket here. Perfect. And voila, we are done. So what do you guys think? Honestly, it's not that hard. It might look hard, but once you get the hang of it, it's not that hard. It's actually like really fun. I really enjoy cutting those pockets open. And I just like the way it looks after, right? Like these are gonna look so good. I'm so glad I filmed it for you, that you can like kind of follow along and check it out if you want. So I will try to link everything. I'll try to link PinkMonarchPrints, maybe specifically the ones I've used. I don't know if I can do that, but I'll try. I'm gonna hole punch too while you're here. Okay, so I have my classic punch, and sometimes it can be a bit hard to punch these because it's like 4 layers of stuff. I'm just gonna make sure it's even, and then go ahead and punch, and voila, perfect, right? I love when things turn out. All right, so that is it. I'll just show you what they look like one more time. They're gonna be so cute. I can put these little cards, right? There's their dog hair. I have dog hair everywhere. These little cards in that first pocket. I'm probably gonna put my task cards in there, to be honest. But like, they're so cute. I love it. Again, you just have to be careful with how much you put in there. Otherwise, they do bulk everything up. But that is it for this video. So I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm gonna tuck these little things in some of these pockets here, just because I can, because I made myself pockets. Oh, so cute. I love this little ticket. I mean, you could just do that to decorate too. You don't even have to put anything functional, or you could go half function, half decorative. Like, these could just be for looking pretty, right? Like, honestly, they do. Like, they add a little bit of spice to your planner. It's kind of cool too, because, you know, it gives you some power. You're like, oh, look, I made this myself. And you don't have to depend on purchasing expensive dividers. I mean, it might be a little costly at the beginning with, you know, purchasing a laminating machine, but they're so cute, you guys. Like, I love them. Like, look. Show you the front and the back, and then I can see, like, you know, you can put your sections, your sections according to the number or whatever if you wanted to. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think, or if you have tried this out, or if you think there's an easier way. I'd be all ears. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. Click on the bell button to be notified when I upload new content. Remember, this week I am filming my August, I can't believe it's August already, my August setups, and we're going pink. I've let the cat out of the bag. I've actually already let the cat out of the bag for September as well. So August is pink. September is going to be sunflowers and yellow. So just so you know, there we go. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.